So in our last video, we brought this car up to primer. We did all the rough body work and then put 3 coats of polyester primer on it. So in this video, we're gonna take it right to full paint. We got some work to do on the frame here. Gonna get some black paint on that. And then inside the body, we're gonna paint all that black. And then we're gonna paint the outside of the car. I think it's gonna go, well, you'll have to stick around to the end of the video to see what color it's gonna go, but I think it's gonna look pretty cool once it's all done. So we'll get to work. It's a lot of sanding right there. So at this stage, it's important to go around and check for anything that you might have missed, like something like this. I think I got another one over here. Yeah, so stuff like this, kind of little pinholes and stuff like that. Just run around the car before you guide coat it, because once you wipe that guide coat on, you can't see that stuff. It stands out a lot more against this gray primer. So mix up a little bit of glaze, go around with a razor blade, we'll hit those spots. I think that's really the only spots that I see that are standing out to me. And then we'll put some guide coat on it. And then comes the fun part of sanding and more sanding. And then we'll sand some more. And then we might be ready for paint after some more sanding. So lots of sanding to do, but the outcome in the end is well worth it. Went around and hit some spots just with a little glaze putty. And add a little bit on the corner there, a little bit up in there. So ready to put some guide coat on this, and what we're going to use for that is the dry guide coat. I've shown this in a previous video. You can use a spray balm. I feel like it kind of gums your paper up a little bit, but in a pinch it works. I prefer this stuff. So I'm going to go around the whole car and make it look like that. And you'll be able to see good too where you put your glaze putty, because it'll really stand out. You can see it good there. I just put that on. Then you'll know that's an area. Another one here. You'll know that's an area that you'll kind of want to pay attention to. So just a little trick for you. If you have any pinholes or whatever. Get everything guide coated, hood, body, and trunk. One thing I will tell you, with doing a panel with louvers in it, when you put your primer on, try and put it on as smooth as you can. Even if you're putting it on a little bit heavy, maybe get it flow out a little bit, but the smoother you can put your primer on, a lot less sanding you're gonna have to do around those, because sanding around louvers, it's not fun on the old fingers. Started blocking out this cove here, blocked out the big flat area, nice long block like that, some 220 on it. Then up inside the cove here, use a round block. Do have a low spot here. Gonna work on that, see if I can get that out. Hopefully we don't have to put any filler on there. Making some progress here. Got these fins all straightened out. Everything looks real nice, blocked out. Nice long block. Pretty happy with that. One thing I'm going to do up here, since I did all the body work up here pretty much with a straight line sander, I'm going to go ahead and kind of save my arms some work here. Save on the old shoulder blades and forearms and whatnot. And I'm going to block this area out with the straight line sander. We will have to go over it by hand after. Just make sure you stay away from, you know, stuff like this. Really just want to focus on a big flat area. Try not to gouge into, you know, you just be careful, all right? That's all I'm trying to say here. Put your mask on. One thing to note with one of these, don't keep going the same direction. You kind of want to switch it up a little bit, or at least if you are going to keep going this way, just make sure you angle it a little bit so it covers, you know, more of an area than just back and forth, because it can kind of follow, you know, if you got something going this way, it'll just follow it. So keep changing it up and you'll get a nice flat area. Alright, so we blocked out this area. You saw me do that with the board file. Works out real nice. Like I said, just keep it flat. Don't put a lot of pressure on. Just let the machine do its thing. And yeah, came out real nice. Gone ahead and flipped the hood over. Just put a little filler on a couple areas here. That seam with the two panels are welded together. I'm not going to go too crazy under here. This is just going to get a textured black paint. Probably use a aerosol bed liner. The Raptor stuff works pretty good. You're never going to really see under here. So yeah, probably do the same thing under the trunk there. And like I said, all this is going to get black, black inside. All this will be covered up with upholstery and all that good stuff. So anyway, this side of the car is ready for paint, and what I've done, I'm going to do on this side, we're going to take, so this is all blocked out in 220. That's why, you know, some of these areas I missed. We got to run over that with 320. So I'm going to go ahead and put another guide coat on this, and that'll just make sure that we sand out any 220 scratches, because we don't want to be painting over 220 scratches. And this is where a dry guide coat will be better than an aerosol can, because you can really work this stuff into those 220 scratches. Then you sand it, and you know you got them all out. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Ah! Hey! Ah! Come on, out! Hey! Give me that! Hey! Hey! No more! Ah! In the house! Alright. Crazy dog. Anyway, back to this. So if you look close, you can see the 220 scratches. Really see them right here. Huh. Yeah, you can see them right here, real good. So we're gonna run over this with 320 and we'll be sure to sand out all those scratches. That's why it's real important to really work that guide coat in there, get it down in those scratches so you know that you've got them all out. So what I'm going to use here is just a regular 6-inch DA, but we got an interface pad on it, just a soft kind of foam pad. You can see kind of conforms to whatever you're working on. The reason for that is we've already blocked this out nice and straight. So this interface pad's just going to follow what's there while sanding out those 220 scratches. Come on, you shit. Oh. Help if you turn the air on. Firebird parts. We gotta get back on that thing. Ooh. Ah. There's a good example of those scratches you can see. That's from using the board file and it dug in a little bit right there. But there. Now you can see no more scratches. So here's a really good example. As I'm working down the bottom side of this fin, this is all done. I'm working my way down. You can really see those 220 scratches. So just make sure you get rid of all that. So everything kind of looks like that. Because if you don't get rid of those, you probably get away with it with a solid color, but any metallic, those might pop out at you. I'm actually going to do something a little different here. I don't want to sand it on the stand like this. As I stated before, put pressure up on a panel here and we'll keep sanding, and you think it's a high spot, and then when you take it off the stand, it's actually, you've created a low spot. So I think we'll do something different with that. Yeah. We'll sand it like that. That way there, we'll be safe. Here's another really good example. You can see those scratches going that way, and we got some going this way. That's why it's important to work that guide coat down inside there. Then you sand that till it looks like that, and you know your scratches are gone. Rocket science. Alright, I can't help myself. I always like to check, see what it's going to look like when it's got nice shiny paint on it. So I'm going to spray a little wax and grease remover on here. Kind of gives you one last look, see if you might have missed anything. Is it perfect? Nope, not at all. Is it gonna look awesome going down the road, sitting at a car show, next to a cookie cutter, who knows what? Yes, absolutely. I mean, look at it. Thing's cool. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is don't get caught up in trying to make stuff perfect. I've been there, I've done real nice laser straight cars, and you know, at the end of the day, nobody really cares. To be honest with you, you might get the You might get the occasional body guy that knows what he's looking at. Might say, "Wow, look at that! What a nice job." But unless you're doing it for yourself, to show yourself that you can do it, that's great. All the power to you. By all means, do that thing. But if you're just trying to put out a cool car, nice paint job, don't stress the little stuff, honestly. If it's got little ripples in it here and there, I mean, that's okay. Well, it looks like my luck run out with the board file. I don't dare to use it in here because I can't get it to go back and forth. So I know I'll just be creating a swath of scratches and it'll look like hell. So anyway, looks like I'm using the old hand block. Boy, wish I would have got my body work a little bit better right here. Thankfully, I put enough primer on it. Should be able to get that out. I don't know what I was thinking there. I'm done sanding. Everything's looking good. I did run over everything with some 500 on the DA with the interface pad, and it's done. Good enough. So we'll go ahead and get some of this dust blown out of here. Stick that thing in the window. You've seen that fan. Well, let's make a mess. Well, let's clean a mess, I should say. fancy under here, little duplicolor undercoating. It says it's paintable, so I'm gonna lay some of this down and then we'll go over it with some black afterward. This is just gonna give it some texture under here because it's not perfect. Go around and clean up my mess here before we put some paint on it. No telling where the Bondo's gonna go once it starts slinging. Let's remove this nice masking job we did. I'll have to mask the cylinder, brake pedal, the throttle pedal, and that guy. Don't want to be getting paint on that stuff. O'Reilly's masking parts. Thanks O'Reilly's for the masking plastic. Alright, we got everything we care about masked off in the car. Let's go ahead and put a little black on this thing. You need some oil. Okay, there it is. Nothing to write home about, but it's black. I'll let this stuff dry. Did all underneath, in here. See, we got a nice texture to that now. That'll look good enough. Under here, no texture, just painted over the steel. This is a direct to metal paint, so just scuffed it up and it'll be good. And then once the car is all painted and gets back over to its home, it can go on the lift and can touch up underneath what he needs to. Alright, finally paint day. I'm going to put a white sealer on this, and then I think I'm gonna get everything sealed, and then I think I'll put the trunk lid on the car and maybe lay the hood on, because it's not going to go all one color. It was gonna, but I got something else in mind. I think he'll really like it, so I'm just going to have fun with it. Really not sure how it's going to turn out, but won't know till we try, right? These Scott blue shop towels, they work really well for this. They don't put out a lot of lint. Save you from buying those high-end pre-wash towels if you're not doing this a lot. Don't use the regular paper towel doing this. You'll have lint everywhere. And I'll show you guys what we're spraying. Sorry about the background noise. Heater's going. Getting kind of cold out. So, spraying the Omni MBC base coat. Omni Plus MP231 white sealer. Corresponding hardener, and this is the main color of the car. And then I got a couple other golds here, a little bit of white, and some clear base coat. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet. We'll kind of fool around with it and see what we come up with. Well, I guess I shouldn't have shrugged off washing these. Now it looks like I'll be washing them with lacquer thinner. Everything else is looking really good though. Kind of looks pretty good white. That's a little too bland though. We'll do something different. I wish that thing would pull the fumes out better. Whew. Stinks. That's gonna be the main color. We'll get some of this mixed up. Put in the gun. Give our sealer a little bit more time to flash off. Yeah, not too bad. I just went ahead and blew some color in, I guess you'd call it the jam, and went around the edge of the trunk lid. The reason for that is I want to put the trunk lid on the car as I paint it. Okay, trunk's on, and what I'm thinking I kind of want to do here is I want to fade this up, kind of like a Gene Winfield paint job, I guess. We might do kind of like a white or a lighter stripe up the center. Maybe do something with the hood here. I'm really not sure, but we're just gonna go for it, see what happens. Okay, so we sprayed that first coat of the gold on, and then I had a little bit darker gold, and I kind of blew it in on the bottom, up around, and then a little bit on the bottom of that scoop, and kind of dusted in around that. I did the same thing over here. You can kind of see it's a little darker around that, and then on the bottom. and up inside the fins here. Made that a little bit darker. Same thing with the hood. Down there is dark, and then I kind of ran it along here. Easy now, I'm tripping on the hose. What I think I might do is let this dry good. Actually, I've got a little bit of clear base coat, and I've got that darker color mixed up. I'm just going to run over this and kind of blend it in a little bit more. And then I want to put the hood, kind of set it on the car, and I'm going to over reduce some white and kind of accentuate that stripe up the center there. So yeah, I don't really want to just kind of guess it and then have it be off on the car. So that's where we're at. And here we've got that kind of over reduced darker gold. I did mix in a little bit of the lighter, so it's kind of like a candy. So I'm just gonna dust over and kind of blend in those two colors a little bit better. Well, I think I'm all done fooling around with it. Got the trunk back off, hood off, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and clear it. I think it'll look pretty good. I did go ahead and dust the top of these white, and I really didn't like it. So I over reduced some of the gold and went back over it. Did the same thing down the cove here, and I think that looks a little bit better. So before I do something that I don't like, I'm going to go ahead and clear it. Alright, here I'll load it up with our clear coat, see what happens. Alright, next morning here. Car came out really well. I like the way it looks. Kind of get that lighter up in the middle. Darker on the bottom. Kind of fades up. Yeah. I did have a little bit of a little sag right here. Don't ask me how I got one there. There's plenty of places to get it on there, but I get it on a curve like that. But anyway, I wanted to get that taken care of this morning first thing because it was bothering me. And obviously, we're not in a bake booth. We don't have a heat other than that guy had that going. And I don't have an infrared heat lamp. Well, I didn't until last night. Problem solved. Look at that. Couple chicken lamps mounted to the old camera tripod. Had it sitting on there for an hour or so. Hard as a rock. I was able to shave that out with a razor blade. Got it all sanded, just gotta buff it. Yeah. Unmask this stuff, put the wheels on, and I want to roll this outside in the sun. It's going to be a nice sunny day today, so I want to see how it looks outside. Pretty happy with it in here. Well, there it is. Sun's kind of behind the trees. There we go. And I will use that maximum clear coat again. I'm pretty happy with that as well. No dieback issues, nothing like that. Hardened up pretty good. Oh, hey little guy. Apparently he likes it too. Oh, that thing's gonna be rolling out of here soon. And we'll get mess in here to clean up. And we'll get on to the next project. But that's gonna do it for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. Really means a lot to me. Much appreciated. So, till next time, see ya.